Hello Flosstube and welcome back to my channel. My name is Angela and this is Flosstube number 26. I really do hope that you guys are keeping safe and well. Here in the UK we are carrying on with our national lockdown, and what that means for me is, because I'm shielding, it just means staying at home, working or stitching, although I do wish at times there was more time for stitching. So I can see that the number of subscribers that I've got has risen in the last week. So thank you to everybody who has subscribed to my channel. So if you are a returning viewer to my channel, then welcome back. And if you are new to my channel, then this channel is all about my cross stitch, what I work on in a week, and also my cross stitch goals and anything else in between. So if you like what you see, then please hit that subscribe button, because I post videos once a week, preferably on a Tuesday, and every now and then I might add in an extra Flosstube video as well. So what have I been working on this week? Well, I've been working on quite a few projects this week, so I can't wait to share them with you. So let's get started. So the first one is my story keep, Life is an Open Book, New York. This is what it will look like. So this is by Amy Stewart, and there's a bit of a trio in the pack with this one. So there's the Paris one, this is the New York one, and then there's a London one. And I've stitched the Paris one, I'm on the New York one, and I'm just starting to kit up the London one. So every time I buy anything from Lakeside Needlecraft, which is about once a month here in the UK, Lakeside Needlecraft are one of our top suppliers. I purchased a few floss towards the London version, so that when I'm ready to start it, although it won't be yet, I've got all the floss. So like I say, that's the New York version. And I will pop a picture as to where I was before. And this is where I'm at now. And for anybody that was on Instagram will know how excited I was when I reached the lettering for Staten Island Ferry, and I could really start to clearly see that it's easily readable. I think up here is some wording on the chart, but obviously when it's stitched it doesn't come through as wording, but I think when you hold it back it actually looks really good. So really enjoying stitching on this. As you can see, I've started stitching this in a diagonal sort of parking method. I sort of snake the way I stitch. I do one row one way and then go back the other, and carrying on like that really. It is slower, but it means that all the ninja stitches, all like the random stitches of certain colours, get done at that time as well. So this week I have done 4 hours and 340 stitches. My aim is to get this to 4%, which is 2023 stitches, and I'm currently at 2.73 stitches, which is 1,380. So I've got another 643 stitches left to do. So I definitely think I'm going to achieve that goal this month. And apologies guys if I keep looking down, it's just because I've got all my little notes here to share with you. So this one is stitched on 18 count 2 over 1. Then I stitched on this one, which is a bit of a different one to my normal Heaven and Earth designs. It is a Gold Collection Petites kit by Dimensions, and it is Santa's Secret. And I know that Christmas has passed, but I really loved this design, and I just wanted to start it. I think it was like a couple of days after Christmas I started it, and I just thought, I don't care if it's not Christmas anymore, I'm just going to carry on with it really, because I'd really like to get it finished. And one of the reasons why I'd like to get it finished is because Jessie Marie is doing Whip Go 2021 again, and she drew number 13. If you're not sure what I'm talking about with Whip Go, go check out Jessie Marie's Whip Go 2021 here on YouTube. And she will explain everything. And like I say, she pulled at number 13, which is a free space, and my free space on my Whip Go board was to complete this. So I'm not sure if I'm going to get it done this month, but it doesn't matter. The idea is that your Whip Go board is, I guess, done like by the end of the year. The idea is obviously to get the challenges done each month, but obviously for January 3 were pulled rather than the usual 2, so I will do my best to get that worked on. So I will insert a picture of where this was before, and this is where we're at now. Let me just pop that behind. There we go. Still can't quite see Santa's face yet, but we're getting there. And this is such a lovely stitch because I often have to, if you like, attend Zoom meetings, but I'm often there just to listen. So this is a really good one just to pull out and use while I'm just listening, really. I always have some kind of stitching upstairs in my office because you never know when an opportunity arises for me just to get the stitching out and do a thread or two. So these kits are so nice. I don't know if they're for beginners, if I'm honest, but they are really, really nice, a nice stitch, and I like the small ones as well. So I stitched on that just for 2 hours this week. The next one is one that's going to take me all year to do. I saw this on Stitching Mummy's channel. She was stitching this one last year, and this is Temperature Tree. So she creates and makes designs, these temperature charts. She's got a temperature tree, she's got like a flower garden. I think this year she's doing like a typography, which is looking like it's coming out really well. And this is my temperature tree that I'm going to do for this year. So this is stitched on 20 count ice blue Ada, and it's stitched 2 over 1, and as you can see I've now got some leaves. So basically what I am doing is every time I can, and this is another project that comes up with me to my office, every time I can I will add 1 or 2 strands of the brown for the trunk and the branches. So as you can see, I've fully done the January branch. I'm on to the February branch. Haven't quite finished the February branch yet, so I'll be working up the trunk to March, and I'll be going round like that. And then every Sunday I'm planning on working on it for an hour at the moment. I'll probably do it every Sunday morning. So I collect all the weather temperatures from the previous Sunday to the Saturday before. So the Saturday before I do it on the Sunday, and then I add in all the leaves. And as you can see here in the UK where I am, it was pretty cold. I think it is going to warm up next week, but I'm really enjoying doing this one. It's something a little bit different, and I think I've already decided that next year I'm going to do the typography one that Stitching Mummy's doing right now. But this one, like I say, the reason why I'm going to do it for an hour a week is so that I can get all of the trunk done. There's obviously no rush because I don't need the final branch obviously till December, but it'd just be nice to get all of the tree done, and all I've got to do is add the leaves. And then when I add the leaves, when that's all I'm stitching on this one, I will just do like half an hour on a Sunday morning. I can see it won't take long at all to stitch on those leaves. So this one, I have stitched on this for 5 hours this week. So then my next one is my biggest project, and it was one I started on January the 1st, and this is World Travel Bookshelf by Amy Stewart. I absolutely love Amy Stewart's designs. So this is 750 by 542, 406,000 stitches. Again, I'm stitching this in a diagonal, and this one was done because of I was doing January bingo for Full Coverage Fanatics, and that was the one that I've done, and I've ticked it off because I've done 1,000 stitches now. And here it was what it is. I will show you a picture of what it was, what it did look like, and here is where it's at now. So still only a little section done, but I've started on the 3rd diagonal, and I'm really, really pleased at how this is coming out. Again, lots and lots of confetti, lots of ninja stitches. So again, really pleased that I'm doing it in the diagonal. Somebody said to me that is going to take you an awfully long time stitching like that. Yeah, it will. And who knows, I might change the way I stitch during it, who knows, but at the moment I'm really happy with how I'm doing the stitching on this at the moment. So I'm going to pop that down because that is quite heavy. This is stitched on, if I didn't say before, 20 count 2/1. I've got most of my projects now are 20 count, and my goal was to get this to 1%, which is 4,065 stitches. So far I'm at 0.25%, so I'm a quarter of the way there, at 1,020 stitches. So I have another 3,045 stitches left to do to achieve my goal. So as I say, I'm really chuffed with how that one is coming out, and I think there's quite a few of you doing the World Travel Bookshelf. So I try and do a bit on it each week. I did 4 hours and 305 stitches this week on it, but yeah, every little stitch is one less stitch to do on a design, isn't it? And there's no rush. I'm really not going to set too big of a challenge to complete a Heaven and Earth design. I did that last year, and I'll be honest, towards the end I don't know if I was enjoying stitching on it, but I also wasn't at the same time because I knew there was a bit of a goal. I've got aims for things, but I'm not gonna like set an absolute deadline anymore, so we will see. So my next one is Mini Virus Detected by Randall Spangler. And this one I'm using for quite a few challenges actually. Actually, I should just say the World Travel Bookshelf I'm using for Full Coverage Fanatics for 21,000 stitches in 2021. And each month you have to do 1,750. So that is really my minimum that I want to do on that one every month to get 21,000 stitches in. But this Mini Virus Detected, I've used it for the January bingo. And that's another one that I've ticked off as well, so that one's done. It was also on my Whip Go board, so again I can tick that one off as being one of the ones I can say, yep, I've done. That was number 18, that was pulled. And I'm also using it for Iceland, and this is in Full Coverage Fanatics as well. And somebody very kindly worked all of these figures out. So basically the challenge is you stitch the number of kilometers it would take to get around Iceland. There was an easy, there was a hard, and there was a crazy, and I'll be honest with you, I did look at the crazy. Yeah. But I soon realised that actually I would go down a level, so I'm on the hard version. And if I were to complete that this year, I'm not saying I will, but if I did, then that means my project would be completed. So far I have done 2 of the distances, and I'm just going to keep going with that one. And I'm also using this Mini Virus Detected piece for Full Coverage Fanatics Bookshelf Challenge, which is where they have 3 books. You could either do the number of pages, or there was a much harder one where I think it was times it by 10, the number of pages. So I would need to do over 8,000 stitches. I don't know why I thought that'd be a good idea. But yes, that's the one I've chosen for this year to do the sort of the higher number of stitches. So I will insert a picture of where this was last week. And this is where it's at today. And look, page finish. So the page actually finished a couple of rows up from the end of each of these books. So if you're thinking, well, hold on, that's blank. Well, that's actually in the next page. I have a whole page finish. I just can't believe it. Honestly, this page was going on and on and on and on and on and on. And now you can see a little bit more of the dragon coming on. So what I've decided to do now is to take the first symbol that I see and stitch it. You do the thread and maybe do a bit of cross-country page filling, and then come to the next symbol and so on. But I was getting a bit bored of these browns. I mean, I didn't actually do many of the browns before I got a bit bored. So what I decided to do is to do 2 colours of the brown and 1 colour, like the green or one of the colours of the books. just to break it up a bit really, because there's an awful lot of colours in this sort of bookshelfy type thing. So yeah, really pleased with that. And like I say, this is my absolute focus piece for this month. So every month when I do the bookshelf challenges, I'm going to have a different focus piece. So there's quite a bit of work that gets done on each of them. And this month it's the virus one. So let me tell you, it's stitched on 20 count 2/1. I'm really enjoying 20 count. I get a lot of people ask me, what's 20 count like? I don't know that I have much to compare it to, but I really like working on it. But I guess I think now definitely it's probably one of my favourite. Where 18 count used to be my favourite, now 20 count is my favourite. I have stitched on this for 7 hours and I've done 1,180 stitches. And my goal is by the end of the month, if I were to do the 8,930 stitches for the bookshelf challenge for full coverage fanatics, would take me to 22% and 18,810 stitches. So far I'm at 13,000, no, cancel that, I'm at 13%, 13.63%, and I've done 11,657 stitches. So this means I have another 7,153 stitches to go. But I've worked out that actually if I were to do 400 stitches most days, I'm not going to say every day, but most days, then I would definitely meet that challenge. And I love stitching on it. And at weekends I can spend a bit longer anyway stitching on it, because I'm really only work Saturday mornings up until lunchtime, and then the rest of the weekend is mine. And I do like to spend quite a bit of time at the weekend stitching, I won't lie. So yeah, I definitely think I can achieve that. So then that one will sort of have less of a focus next month, and then that'll be a different project that has a focus for the bookshelf challenge. So that is that one. And then the last one that I worked on was one of my Heaven and Earth designs that always is sort of at the bottom of the pile, if you like. And there was a challenge in Enchanted Stitching Challenges, which was to stitch on something that basically gets put to the bottom of the pile or gets put in timeout. And I thought, yeah, I know exactly which piece that is. And I think it's because it's a different type of stitching for me in a way. So this is Mini Princess of the Sea by Donna Gelsinger. And this is stitched on 25 count 2/1 tent stitch. Now number one, I am not used to the tent stitch, so that takes a little bit of getting used to. And I'm definitely not used to 25 count. So, but I am really liking how the picture is coming out. And I'm loving how fast I can do some stitching on it, doing it in tent stitch. I have to say though, once I get going on it, I really enjoy it. So I definitely think I really want to pull this out a little bit more. So let me just see if I need to use that behind it. Here it is. Oh, I will just pop a picture of where it was before, and then you can see now where it is. So as you can see, I've literally done some of the sky here. I've worked down, and now I'm on to the girl. It does look like she's got funny glasses on, to me anyway, or starting to get funny glasses on. But yeah, so that's how far I have come really. So I know exactly where the girl is. So just to show you the picture. So that's the picture again. And this is, yeah. This was literally, I just did 2 hours on this one last night, and which was 696 stitches. That's what I mean, it's so quick to get the stitches in. That actually, I think when I get to the month where this is a focus piece, I can see this just, yeah, really getting so much done on it. and really starting to come alive. But I do need to do more of the sky. I don't want to work on the girl now so much, because if I carry on working on the girl, I'll just abandon the sky and then I'll have to come back and do it. So I'm going to do as much of the sky as I can, and then every now and then just come down and do a little bit on the girl now that I found her. But yeah, it's looking really, really good. So I can't wait to see what the finished project it looks like. There are times though when I look at the stitching and I think, is that right? Should it look like that, the stitching? Sometimes I don't know whether it's my tension that's a bit tight. I'm just not sure. But we'll see. And I think when it's washed and ironed and framed, I think it will look absolutely gorgeous. So can't wait to see more of that done. And I think actually I want to try and get it out a little bit more than what I do already. So my goal for January was to get that to 5%, which is 3,949 stitches, and I'm at 3.65 and 2,886 stitches. So this means I have another 1,063 stitches left to do to achieve my goal. And if I did 696 in 2 hours, I reckon probably 3 hours, and I'll have achieved my goal with that one for this month. So I'm going to leave it in the frame and see if I can do some of that today and tomorrow, so I can achieve my goal. I can pop that away for the month, but then I know, even though I want to get it out more, I know actually I can stretch my goal on that for February, because I know, if you like, how quickly I can do the stitches. So that's that one. And that's it, guys. That's all I have worked on. I say that's all. That's quite a few projects, isn't it? But as I say, you know, for me at the moment, it's just work or stitching. And work at times is quite stressful. And I find stitching really good for my mental health. And the fact that I'm staying in all the time as well, again, I just find it really good for my mental health. So for me, that's why I do a lot of stitching. Well, that's, you know, that's my excuse anyway, but I think actually if it helps, then why not? So hope you've had a great week stitching as well, and until next time, happy stitching and bye for now.